Hello. Oh. Just checking the audio is on. Hello. Yeah. It's funny to hear that. Okay. So hi, welcome to the stream. We are live. I couldn't make it yesterday at 5, so I'm doing it today, Thursday at 12. Yeah, so hi, welcome. So I've put the Zoom link in the chat box, so you're free to join me on Zoom. Yeah, I haven't got a title at the moment, so I'll put the title in later when I see the theme of the talk. I'll add it on later. So yeah. So welcome. I'm just going to block this video. It's confusing having two videos on. There. Okay. So not having a title is a bit ooh. But we shall see. Got a title now, but I'm not sure if I try and edit it in now, it might lose the stream. So I'll do it after if I remember to do it. But the title is the implosion and explosion of this. I'll try to remember to add that later. Yeah.
Can I go ahead and talk a little bit?
No, sorry. Do you mind muting until I do my introduction? Then you can.
Oh, okay. So, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, this is my first time. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. And just so you're aware, if you are new to the stream, you are visible on YouTube. Just to let you know, if you don't mind having yourself on, then okay. If you do, you're free to have your camera off as well. So it's up to you to choose. Yeah. So I don't really know. I don't really know how to speak about this. So speaking will happen as it's happening. And like it's not anyone's responsibility. Like it's just happening, and it's just coming out the way it's coming out. So I'm not a teacher, as in I'm not someone who knows something and is trying to teach others something. It's more of speaking about something. So what comes out isn't a truth, isn't a teaching, isn't a belief system. It's a real natural, innocent speaking that isn't locked or bound to anything. Like it's a freedom expressing. Yeah, freedom expressing, but it has Kelly's language. It has Kelly's brain. It has Kelly's experiences, flavor and experiences, and it seems to be like not limited, but it seems to have that in it as well. But it really isn't my teaching or my thing. It's just pointing to something. It's a describing something. And in that, there can be a resonance in that. There can be something that is touched in that. Yeah. So yeah. So back to the topic of this talk, which was the implosion and explosion of this. So what's being spoken about, or what I'd like to speak about, is an implosion, explosion that can happen as, let's say, the human experience. There can be this implosion, explosion, and it can be a different reality, a different expression. What I mean by that is, so normally, or before this implosion, explosion, there is this feeling of being someone, of being separate, of being a person, of being an individual. Of being this storyline moving through the world, through time. And what's being spoken about in this, in non-duality, is this possibility of this opening up. So this exploding outside of that limitation of someone, of a life, of a person, this expanding outside of that, this expansion beyond that. Just opening up beyond that. And so this is what I'm sharing and speaking about, this opening up beyond that limitation, that separate reality. And it's quite a simple thing. It's quite a simple pointing. It's quite a simple thing that's being spoken about. I'm not saying go and study this text and go and learn this thing and understand all these things. I'm talking about this shift, this switch over, this expansion beyond that limitation of someone in time, separate. So it's a very simple shift or pointing. And it's right here. It's not about you have to leave where you are and go and find it out elsewhere and go and purchase it or buy it elsewhere and go and look for it and search for it elsewhere. It's right here. It's a very simple, subtle thing. But yeah, at the same time, it's a gigantic thing. It's a huge thing. It's a huge waking up outside of what's outside of that dream of someone. It's a huge thing to step out of time, to step out of that dream, to rest as what you are, rest as this freedom, rest as this stillness, rest as this peace, rest as this freedom, rest as this love, as this joy, rest as everything. Rest as this everything. It's a huge thing. When you're being identified, we're so conditioned and so used to being in that mind, being identified as this movement, as this story. And so while I say it's very simple, this message is also very complex and very deep and very huge. But the simplicity of it is that this is it, it's here, it's what you already are. It's very simple, it's here, it's impersonal. It's the birthright of everything. It is everything. But the complication seems to be in that, like in that undoing of the identification, in the undoing of that attachment to yourself, to time, in that undoing of that resistance to life, resistance to what is. That's more of the complicated, deeper part of it. But this is what the human is. This is what the human is wanting, and what the human is. It is this. It is this. It's a waking up to what you are. Yeah. Really beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, so feel free to ask anything. Yeah, speak anything in the chat or through Zoom.
Hi Kelly, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll explain it to you, but like these are just like thoughts, right? Like I'm not like identified with them, but like there's some resistance happening like in my stomach area, right? So like it's like it's I can't even like say what I want to say properly. It's like the past 2 years I was suffering and I was suffering and I was just suffering, and I was trying to like get this. I tried, just the traditional route of like medicine and taking antidepressants and antipsychotics. Like there's just still a lot of suffering just going on. And I was just so confused. And then I, found the message of non-duality and how there already is no self. I was like, this is interesting. And I wanted to like know more about that. So I started to do a lot more research on that and just try to figure out like what are they saying, because like it was like the whole world made sense, but like what you guys are saying just made absolutely no sense. And but I wanted to get it. I was like, I really want to like understand like what are they saying? And I don't even want to just go on the story about, you know, what happened, like how this happened, because like it's not really that relevant. I mean, if you want to know, I guess I could tell it, but
no, it's
the
okay.
main thing that
If
I'm
you just
kind of struggling with,
yeah. If you do the main
thing that I want to say is that yeah. It's last night. It's almost like I've negated the whole world, right? And like I was almost at the point of like negating non-duality itself, and it was everything was just
Oh no, I'm losing you.
empty.
I'm sorry, Daniel, I'm losing you a little bit. I lost some of that. If you could go back to last night, you were losing everything. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Have you understood what I've said so far?
I lost you part of that part. I heard about last night you lost everything, negating everything, and I lost you. So
It's like last night I was still a seeker. There's still a lot of contracted energies. There's still a lot of movement towards something. And it was so simple. You know, I was like trying to like explain my realizations on the internet. And it's like I thought what I was saying made sense, but like everyone was just like rejecting what I was saying. No one like I tried to be as simple as possible with my explanation, with my truths, the realizations that I had, but absolutely no one understood me.
yeah.
And then so it's like it was like all of a sudden I was sitting in my bedroom, about to go to sleep, and then I was reminded of this book that I saw, like a book cover. It was called Hardcore Zen. What is it called? It's give me 1 second. It's called Hardcore Zen, Punk Rock, Monster Movies, and the Truth About Reality. Right? I didn't even read the book. I just saw the cover of the book.
Okay.
Right? I saw the cover of the book, and I just saw how familiar that looked. It looked too eerie. It was like I've never seen a book cover that like I've recognized, but I've never recognized before. It was like there was something that like transcended my current understanding about the knowledge that I currently have. You know, it was like seeing that book cover dropped the resistance of knowledge itself. It's
Yeah.
and after that happened, it's like, oh man, it's like it was too surreal. It was surreal times like infinity. It was like everything was exactly the same, but it was just recognized that like somehow, some reason, I've always been here. It's like I've never left, and that realization was just it just happened, and like I've been stunned. I can't even speak about it. I can't think about it. I can't visualize. I can't. It's like I'm stuck here. Like literally, I'm stuck here. I can't even move. It's like after that realization, it's like, but it's like there's like a lot of like tension in like my stomach area, right? And like I could like go on the story about, you know, my life and how I've been shy my entire life and going to college and then trying to find myself in college, but then just failing miserably, and then my confidence lowering even more. And then the stories about all the things that I went through with just dissociation and psychosis, and it's a really long story that I don't have to get into, but I I know there's a lot of resistance in my stomach, and I know intuitively that resistance it's because I don't want to reveal myself to the world. I don't. I really don't. It's like a ingrained, conditional, just primal fear that I can't be myself. I can't. Like if I could yell right now, I would yell, but I can't, because that would be weird. It's I can't move. I can't yell. So I'm just stuck, right? And I can't move. I can't go further. It's I want to go further. I want to break through that resistance. I want to let that resistance drop.
Yeah.
But I can't. And I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what to do. It's I'm such an overthinker that I know okay, this problem's just gonna drop within a couple of years, but it's after that realization that questioning my existence kind of fell. It's I've just been stuck. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's I've never really been a person. I've never really thought about my place in the world. I've always thought about I never thought about my place. No, wait. It's I never really thought that there was a reason, like a purpose, like a intentional purpose why I'm here, if that even makes sense. It just all seems so insanely absurd. This whole world just made no sense. It was so absurd. So absurd.
Can you go back to when you said you felt stuck?
Yes.
Felt stuck. You want to what? But then another part of you felt like it's okay, and you knew what to do, and you knew it was. You didn't believe in the stuckness as well.
Yes.
Can you go back to that?
Go back to.
So you feel stuck. This sense of feeling stuck, but you want to do something. You want to yell. You want to be yourself. You want to come out into the world, but you feel this sense of being stuck.
Even physically, as I was walking, I was trying to speak, but it's almost like there's some transmission that's not even even through I don't want to say the internet or our phones or our devices, because I'm also a statistics and computer science major. So I've always been surrounded by technology. I it's almost like technology is my best friend, and it's I can't let go of that resistance. It's I'm trying to say something to you, but it's not coming through.
Yeah.
It's
But I just to say, I really yeah, I was just gonna say I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed what you expressed. I really enjoyed it, hearing you. I felt like you were expressing, you were getting it through, and you were doing what you wanted, which was to be yourself, and you were expressing that. So I really enjoyed it.
And it's weird because it's the less I let go, it's everything turns out to be fine.
Yeah.
It's what am I resisting? It's everything's gonna be fine. There's still that primal fear is oh no, something's gonna happen. This, that, someone's gonna look at me, someone's gonna make fun of me. It's like my body always on guard, and I can't let just life overtake me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you looked at those fears? So say you have a fear of other people laughing at you or whatever, or judging you, or have you like stood in that and looked at that fear of someone, say, laughing at you, for example, laughing at you or judging you poorly? Have you like felt that, what that feels like?
Yes, that's like the only thing I paid attention to in life. I never paid attention to the feeling of like expressing myself. I've never
Yeah.
paid it,
Yeah.
like I've always been focused on like the world. I've always
Yeah,
been
yeah.
focused.
Sorry, I didn't mean like it through like thinking about it. I just meant like, have you like imagined someone judging you or laughing at you and then like felt that thing you're afraid of? So that feeling, that embarrassment, that vulnerability.
I,
Have
I
you tried like sitting in that and feeling it and allowing it, letting it come and letting it fully be there?
I can't even do that, you know? So like a quick background about me is that I've always been like a slow learner. I've always been a very slow learner. But like the past couple of days is like my knowledge has just it's just skyrocketed. It's like infinity and beyond. But I'm still here, and
Yeah,
it's causing me so much pain.
because it isn't about learning something. Learning is lovely, and
It's,
I get insights. It's lovely to learn things, but it isn't about learning or adding on. It's like this being here, this what's happening. We're often afraid of it, and we're often going to learning or mind the stories as a way of avoiding what is, avoiding the pain or the emotion and the fullness of what is.
I don't know. It's like mine. It just feels like this world is like a Minecraft game. It's like a sandbox game. It's like there's literally no point to this. There's no point to this.
Yeah.
There's no. I want to like curse. Like
Yeah,
I
sorry.
just
So
want to get.
yeah, do you mind just muting while I just try and speak something? Do you mind just muting while I
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
Thank
I
you.
find it hard to find the right time to speak and then you're speaking and I'm speaking. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so what
Of
was just
course. Yeah.
pointing to yeah, what was
Don't feel like cut me off or anything. I promise. I promise. I won't do anything. Okay. Just if you want to talk, just talk. Okay.
yeah, but
Please.
do you want to can you just mute while I just try and talk? It's hard for me to like yeah, so what I was trying to point to was like have you so these fears you have about others, have you ever like sat with those fears but felt them, like imagining them happening and like feeling that fear of them in the belly, feeling that fear of them, really allowing them in, allowing them in, allowing them in, allowing them in. And then there can be a seeing of them and a seeing that these thoughts of others, of the world judging you, are actually your own thoughts and your own feelings. There isn't an external world happening. It's a projection of what already is here. So these thoughts of others and this and that is actually happening here. They're happening here. They're not true. And so the prison is believing in them and not investigating them and seeing them for what they are. Because they aren't true. This is what's happening. And so it's a real like I say crucifixion. You really are here. You really are here, and all these things are appearing, thoughts and beliefs and ideas and the feelings, and it's this like dying to them here, dying to these illusions here, rather than running to a story and a thought about this or I think this or I will. It's this here-ness, this presence, this collapsing here. Which in this collapsing though, everything's allowed, everything appears, everything comes, and it's this inclusivity that happens, where you aren't limited to this body, mind idea. And this holds everything. This holds all emotion, all thoughts, all beliefs, all ideas, but they aren't true. They're just appearing and disappearing here. They're expressing and unfolding, manifesting here. And so this is the radical awakening. This is it. It's not in learning or in the mind, it's here with whatever's happening, whatever's appearing. This end of you here. This end of resistance and rejecting what is here. Here, always here. But yeah, it's a real embodiment thing. It's not a getting out of in thought and learning. It's really here in the experience. It can only be here. Yeah. I see you're laughing now. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So I guess like this is like our own little secret then, right?
What do you mean? Sorry. What do you...
This is our own secret, right?
Yeah, it's a secret, but it's open as well. The open secret is a secret, but it's also not a secret. It's the only thing that is. It's wide open. It's here. It's available. It's not a secret, and yet it is like a secret. It is the unspoken secret. Like you can't speak it. You can't speak it. You can't grasp it. You can't name it. It's beautiful.
No, you can. This right here. I'm speaking. You know, it's like it's right here. It's right here.
It's everything. It's everything. Yeah.
It's your thoughts. It's your visuals. It's your imaginations. It's your sensations. It's
everything. And this idea of it being someone's it's also not true. This idea of it being my thoughts, my sensations, my feelings, my past. Whose is this? This is also included in this. It's not an individual someone's. That position of it isn't true. That claimer of it isn't true. It's also an appearance appearing here, but it's not truth.
The mountains have started to become mountains again. Rivers have started to become rivers again.
Life is life again. Life has always been this, but there's been this daydream of it not being this, of it being someone's and being in time, and this daydream happening that seems to cover it up.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
This is so radical. This is like radical times like infinity. Just like wow.
Yeah.
This is home. Like this is home.
Yeah. It was never lost. Yeah, home.
Never left. Okay. I won't take up too much time. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thank you for calling in. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Bye. Oh, that's so nice. Wow. So feel free to yeah, call on Zoom or to message in the chat if you have any questions or anything. Or can you describe non-separation of things? Can you describe non-separation of things? Well, I can kind of repeat scientific theories on that. So scientifically, they break down, examine things, and it breaks down to the atom, the quark, whatever, endably in the end being nothing. They can't find anything. They crack open I guess the quark, and they can't find anything in it. They can't find something. So from that perspective, you can say these seemingly separate things that look to our perception, our brain perception, they look separate, different. They have different qualities. But scientifically, we can say we can't find what makes them up. We can't find this actual separateness that makes them distinct, apart from their external appearance. So that's from that point of view. But the point of view that I'm, I suppose, coming from and speaking from, that makes sense here. That makes sense. Because once there's been this revealing of this emptiness, this nothingness, this not of thingness, this formlessness, then it's quite easy to then see, not see as in with the eyes physically, but it's quite easy to understand that what looks like separateness, what looks like form, an individual form, isn't that. It isn't what it seems to be. There's just this knowing of that everything is nothing, everything's coming out of nothing, and everything is nothing. It all is that. Everything is that, and there is nothing else. And even like religiously, there's that teaching about everything is, God is omnipresent, omnipotent. Everything is that, no beginning, no end. All is that. Formlessness, form is formlessness. So you can see it from all these different angles to explain it, but you can't, as a human living, there's separate things. There's a phone, there's my arm, and there's the chair and the table and the camera. It's not about, it's just this knowing, like knowing, but not knowing as in that I know it through the head as a scientific thing or as a religious belief. It's just this knowing, like what is looking, what is this experience, what is happening. It's this emptiness appearing as form. And so, yeah, as that reveals itself, it's not something, you don't know it like a thought or a learned thing. It's just like a knowing beyond that. It just is that. It is that. There's nothing but that. Yeah. 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 You can't know it really as a intellectual thing. You can, but it's not it. That lives in the world of thoughts and thinking. Yeah. This is just wholeness. Only the mind separates it out. Thank you. Where are you in relation to your environment, to your thoughts, to your stories, to your knowledge, to your situation? Where are you in relation to your environment, to your thoughts, to your stories, to your knowledge? Where are you in relation to your environment? Yeah, it's like the only response is really who. You would need to have some kind of position to be in relationship with the environment, to your thoughts, to your stories, to your knowledge. You'd have to be referencing someone in a position to it. And we so believe this belongs to someone, that there is somebody in relationship to it. We have to have this point of reference of someone there to be thinking and environment and perception. But that perceived position, that perceived person isn't an actual reality. So you have stories of I'm in the kitchen in terms of my environment. I'm located in the kitchen. I'm not in the bedroom, I'm in the kitchen. But that's not true. Like, it's true relatively. If someone asks, where are you in the house? I'm in the kitchen. But it's not true as in that. It's like, who is in the kitchen? Like, that's not true in the sense of it relates to someone being in the kitchen. Like, it's a relative expression. This seems to appear as a human body having a human experience. And so I can say, oh, I'm in the kitchen. I'm sitting here in the kitchen. But that appears in what I am, in this nothingness, emptiness, wholeness. It's not the truth of it, it's an appearance in it. And so we ask who is in the kitchen, who is in relationship to the environment. And this is where it gets a bit like that paradoxical middle ground, because there has to be a seeing through that. But there isn't anyone in the kitchen, there's no one in relationship to anything else. There has to be a seeing through that. But then in functioning, there has to be this ability to say, I'm in the kitchen. Yes, there has to be this ability to like it appears as that. But it's this seeing through it or beyond it, that it encompasses that perceived experience of being in the kitchen. It encompasses it, doesn't reject it or deny it, but it's not the truth of the truth. It's a relative truth. It's a story truth. And so it's just this misplacement of identity. When you identify that story of you being in the kitchen is true, and you are in relationship to that environment, that story of you is true, it's reality. There's nothing beyond that. And so this is a waking up beyond that, an undoing of that, and highlighting of that illusion, or that not trueness of that, but then a coming back to that and an embracing of that as well. This Yeah, not getting stuck either way in either perception, but this walking the fine little line of nothing, everything, relative, absolute. And it isn't like that, the way I'm saying that this absolute relative, it's more like a mesh. There's no separation in it. It's fully emerged into one, but you can't speak about it. You have to like do this and this, nothing, everything. But actually it's not nothing, everything. Nothing is everything. Everything is nothing. It's so, but physically you can't mesh them. You have to have these seemingly two hands. But yeah, it's just so beautiful that it's just so beautiful that it's just so beautiful that it can't be pinned down in thought, in language. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's right here. This can't be pinned down in thought, in language. I'm not talking in riddles and concepts that are like, it's just right here. This can't be what's happening, can't be pinned down. Can't be pinned down. But in thought, we believe it can be. We give it a name, a label. It's this, it's this. It's just not true. It can't be. Can't be, can't be, can't be, can't be. Can't be, can't be, can't be, can't be, can't be, can't be that. It can't be that. Whatever the mind produces, it can't be that. It can't be that. Can't be that. Yeah, beautiful. 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 Anyway, oh, it's been lovely to share. It's been lovely to speak about this today. Thank you, Daniel, for calling in and speaking, and really like you are living it. You are putting yourself out there and speaking your truth and letting it come through. And yeah, it's lovely, really lovely. Really lovely. So thank you for sharing that on the stream. Yeah. Oh, how lovely. Yeah, lovely. Oh. It's the best subject ever. So yeah, lots of love, and I shall see you next time. Okay, bye.